And new at 6, a Smyrna police investigator says evidence shows a playwright found dead after a fire in her apartment had suffered some kind of physical trauma before the fire.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live in Smyrna tonight. And Mark, today, Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta doubled its standard reward for this case.
Yeah, the Smyrna Police CID lieutenant says it happened in apartment 11A and that detectives want to hear about anything that has occurred in the past several months in the Smyrna area that involves a prowler or a criminal trespass or suspicious activity, especially if you are a woman living alone. And detectives have found 3 incidents so far.
We've actually got approval to increase that reward to $10,000.
Olivia Matthews' passion was writing plays, but now Smyrna police are trying to write the final act in the investigation into her death, which detectives are treating as a murder after her body was discovered by firefighters responding to a neighbor's report of a fire in Ms. Matthews' apartment in the early morning hours of September 3rd, says Smyrna Police Criminal Investigations Lieutenant Meredith Holt.
We do believe that Ms. Matthews suffered some trauma prior to the fire being set.
The lieutenant says detectives are looking at other suspicious incidents in the vicinity of the Bella 810 apartment complex where Ms. Matthews lived and died, and have found 3 other incidents, each involving a single woman living alone like Ms. Matthews.
Our entire detective division has worked in different aspects of the case. We have searched through our own database, 911 calls, any reports that we have received in the months prior to this incident occurring to Ms. Matthews. We are checking and following up on any leads that we have. We're looking at prowlers, suspicious activity, peeping toms, criminal trespass.
Lieutenant Holt says detectives canvassing the complex learned earlier the night of the incident someone may have tried to break in another apartment occupied by a woman living alone.
She said that the night of the incident with Ms. Matthews, she did hear somebody trying to break in to her apartment or trying to get into her door, and then she heard them go down the back of the stairs.
The lieutenant says detectives want to identify the man in surveillance video captured another night at another complex nearby.
This person goes up and down the stairs, paces back and forth in front of the apartment, looks into the apartment windows, looks over the balcony like they're looking at something else. And the person who lives inside the apartment just felt that was very suspicious activity.
Lieutenant Holt says the man in the video is not accused of any crime, but police would like to talk to him to at least eliminate that line of investigation. She says also a couple of months or so before the Matthews death, another single woman, also at another complex, reports a man talked his way into her apartment to use the phone.
She felt something wasn't right with the situation.
Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta coordinator Demetrius Campbell says an anonymous tipster whose info leads to arrest or apprehension can stay anonymous even while collecting a reward up to $10,000.
They are given instructions anonymously to collect that reward.
Sergeant Campbell says in addition to the Crime Stoppers reward for an arrest, the Georgia Arson Control Hotline offers a second separate reward of up to $10,000 for arrest and conviction. So there's a potential 20 grand in play here. Reporting live in Smyrna, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.